Waffles are made from a batter just like pancakes, but some of the ingredients are measured differently in my waffle recipe than my pancake recipe.
You're watching the Bear Pantry Show.
For example, it's 2 eggs versus 1, and I'm showing you that one of my eggs are bigger than the other one. And what I want to do first off is separate the 2 eggs because I'm going to beat the egg whites to stiff peaks and add it back to the batter later because that's what makes for a crispy waffle, okay? Let me separate this other egg. Now let's take care of the batter. This is 2 cups of all-purpose flour. To this I'm adding the baking powder, and I will put the ingredients listed below. The sugar. And then I'm going to go over here to my butter dish and grab some butter. And the butter has to be softened or melted. So let me measure the butter. This is where the recipe differs also from my pancake recipe. The pancakes only call for like 2 tablespoons of butter, while this calls for a 1/4 cup, so it's more butter, more fat, more eggs, more fat. See why I tell you some of the ingredients are measured differently? So I'm adding the 2 egg yolks, and I have the hand mixer out because I'm going to beat the egg whites. Alright, so right now I'm using a whisk. And then I'm adding milk, and I always use lactose-free milk because I'm lactose intolerant. And if you notice, I add the milk a little bit at a time because I don't want to make a mess on the counter, okay? I suppose if I were using a larger bowl, I could add all the milk at once and just give it a good whisk, but it's easier like this. And at some point you want to stop and clean out the whisk because the stuff is just kind of bulking up in the whisk. Let me do that now. You notice Jada's moving back and forth behind me. It's kind of hard using your family kitchen to do a cooking show because sometimes the family just has to come in and make their meals. You know? She's doing her eggs and stuff, waiting for these waffles. Add all the rest of the milk. And then whisk it really well. Now I'm going to set this aside and work on the egg whites. It's just another step, guys. And you can totally just add the whole egg in and not separate it. But you will have a more, I don't want to say soggy because it's not soggy. It's going to be a cross between a pancake and a waffle. It's not going to be crispy. Okay, let me go ahead and beat my egg whites to stiff peaks. This is soft peaks so far. All right, now here we have stiff peaks. Now we're going to fold. We're going to fold the egg whites into the batter. Fold. We don't want to knock down too much of the egg whites, okay? Put the rest. See? See how foamy this is? It's a gorgeous looking batter, guys. 10 long years ago, I published my first cookbook of recipes from my home country of Belize. My cooking show, The Bear Pantry Show, was created based on that book. 7 years later, I redid the book, removed some of the recipes that I didn't deem to be authentic enough, and added about 30 brand new recipes that are easy to follow, budget-friendly, authentic, and comes out perfect each time. Matter of fact, it comes out perfect the first time. Get your copy today only from www.bearpantryshow.com. Shop safely and securely at www.bearpantryshow.com. Now let me heat up my waffle iron and brush some butter on. This is a gift from my son and his lovely wife. And I'm going to scoop 2 tablespoons into each cavity. And then I'm going to add a little bit more to make sure that it's totally covered. Okay? Spread it out. We don't want to overfill it because it's going to leak. It does have a tray to catch any kind of leak. I always hold it there for 30 seconds before I flip it, just to give it some time to settle or firm up, right? See, it's leaking. You want to get this right away. because if you don't, it's going to be harder to clean the iron, okay? I just put a little bit too much in that one cavity. Get the wet rag and clean it right away, guys. I don't like to do a lot of heavy duty cleanup. I'm going to get that other side too, don't worry. So now after a few minutes, you flip it back over and it's ready. And if you want it more crispy, you let it go a little bit longer. You're going to put more. I never know how much I end up with because we're always eating the waffles the minute they come off the waffle iron. So we're going to see today how much we're going to get. This is the second one that we're making, okay? And usually I eat half of what I'm doing here. Not the 4 pieces, I'll eat 2 pieces. So that's the first one. See, I'm tapping it to let you guys know that it's crunchy. This is the second one. And people have started to eat already. Jada's eating, Joe's eating. So I'm telling you that that's 2. This is the third one. That way if you're cooking for a crowd, you know how much you're going to get. So I ended up with 4.5, guys. This is just a half. 1, 2. That's 3. Somebody already ate a third piece of it, right? 3 pieces. That's you guys. I've been making this video over the course of a few days, and I'm so glad that I redid the waffle recipe yet again before I finished off editing the video, because I thought I got 4.5, but I really got 1, 2, 3.5. Okay, so that's the stock that 2 cups of flour will give you. This is the Beth Andrews Show.